Hello, this is Andy's Golf and Travel Diary at the 2014 Masters here in Augusta, Georgia. And I'm here with Kieran McMahon.
Jim McMahon's younger nephew.
Jim McMahon, football player.
Oh, we've been around.
Now, tell me, first of all, where are you from?
We all come out, we've got a tour here from Australia, from Sydney. The majority of people from Sydney, and we're having a great time. We're here for 7 days for the Masters. We're going to play some golf, and we're also going to go and watch the Aussies win the Masters back to back. We're looking forward to Adam Scott. You know, Adam Scott might go back to back, but if not, Jason Day and a number of others are right there.
And you were here last year and encouraged Adam along there on Sunday afternoon.
I was right there. I explained to him, I said, take no enemies. I said, sweep the leg, and Adam, he rose to the occasion, and he went ahead and won it, and I feel like I contributed. I feel really good about that, and here we are now. We've got our first green jacket after all those years.
Now tell me a little about what's it like to grow up in Australia, and how did you come to the game of golf?
Well, you know, Australia, we're very lucky in Australia. We've got a lot of opportunity to play golf. You know, even right through all the countryside, it's cheap to play golf in Australia. So that's where we are starting to come through, because golf's working for us. And so the young kids, they get a chance to play for very little money, you know, and then opportunity is there. And so the likes of Matt Jones, Stephen Bowditch, these guys have just come through. They come out of the country, and they're now looking like maybe winning another jacket, which is nice.
So how did you actually come to the game of golf? When was the first time you picked up a golf club?
Me personally, I was a 14-year-old rugby league player who got a bit skinny for the tackles, and so I gave
skinny
it
for the tackles.
I said, hitting a bit hard, and I said, look, I might bow out here, and I went over to golf and never looked back. No, I wish I'd started earlier, but I think 14 was good, you know, but these kids are starting early. These kids could beat me now at 12. They're so good. We saw some pictures over just this week of Mickelson and Hunter Mahan and Charles Howell, and they're starting golf so young now, and Tiger Woods obviously is the exception to the rule. He's so young, and he kills it.
Kieran, tell me a little bit about your competitive golfing career. What was the highlight?
Well, I was lucky. My highlights, I was mainly a coach. I coached a lot of the young juniors to play golf. One of my biggest highlights would have been I went to Lightning Ridge. You know where Lightning Ridge is? I went to Lightning Ridge for a Pro-Am. It's a one-day tournament. It's kind of like going to somewhere in Idaho that you've never heard of, and playing a one-day tournament. And I ran the top 10 that day. I've never been prouder. I felt good about it. And so Lightning Ridge is my best performance so far. I did go to the British Open in '06, but Tiger Woods took me on, and he was too good.
Australia's a big continent. I mean, lots of land, little people, not that many people. 22 million people.
Well, we talk about it a lot. I mean, America's got so many people. Australia, we've just got too much desert out there. You know, we've got too much of the Arizona. We haven't got the money to turn it into an oasis like you guys got in Vegas. So, you know, 75, I don't know, % of Australia is unlivable. But, you know, Australia, we welcome anybody who wants to come and live there, and we're having a great time down there, and you should come down anytime.
So, tell me a little bit more about what it's like to live in Australia. What would tourists come to see in Sydney?
We had an American there last year, give you an idea. We had an American there last year.
This one?
He was from Texas. And it's funny, this American from Texas, he was trying to talk about how big everything was in Texas. Anyway, then he saw this what he thought was a kangaroo hopping past our back doorstep. I said, that's not a kangaroo, that's a grasshopper. And he goes, okay, things are pretty big in so Australia's got some talent there as well.
Okay, give me the whole lineage of Australian golfers, from the most recent, Matt Jones, Adam Scott, Stephen Bowditch, Jason Day.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Greg Norman. You got Martin Laird, right?
No, he's from Europe. He's from England, I think.
What am I thinking of?
That's okay. You know,
Greg Norman. Jim Furry was a big one, right? Back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Jim Furry.
He was a good player. When you look at our history of Australian golf, you look at Greg Norman. Greg Norman inspired. He was #1 for 331 weeks. So that's a long time to be #1 golfer. All of these guys, whether it's Adam Scott, he'll tell you, Jason Day, Matt Jones, doesn't matter who you're talking about, they all look at Greg Norman as their inspiration. And the only thing thing I'd say about Australia, and I've been here in America now for this tour, and I would say that we're perfectionists. We've got to be careful we don't try and breed only the best golfers, and we keep breeding, because you never know where the golf's going to come from, but we'll keep working away at the psychology as well as the technique. Our technique, we're known for being very good with our coaching, but we want to make sure that psychology-wise we have the confidence to go straight out and win. Matt Jones is a great example though this week of fantastic confidence. What a player, I can't believe it. I don't know Matt Jones personally, I know his coach, and his coach, you know, he'd be beside himself to see Matt Jones just step up and win it was his 10th major instead of just his first win. And it wouldn't surprise me for him to go on and win the Masters this week. He was that confident. Good luck.
Golf in the Olympics, first time in 112 years in Rio in 2016. Your thoughts about that?
Yeah, the trouble with golf being in the Olympics, I think, and America knows this, Australia knows this, is that it's so big in the majors, it's big in the professional field, but to go back to the Olympics, I think is like tennis, it's a bit problematic. I like to think that we can turn it into an exciting event. Greg Norman, I think, is designing the golf course for Rio at the moment. Is he debating that?
No, Gil Hans is the...
I think Greg Norman's involved, isn't he?
He's involved in everything.
We'll put Greg Norman in it anyway. And so the Olympics is going to be fantastic. I hope that it builds into a big result now, and in the end we're watching golf instead of the synchronised swimming.
Okay, Kieran McMahon. Okay, the one Aussie that's going to win the 2014 Masters. Who do you pick?
Well, you know, I love them all, but if I had to pick an Australian to win, Jason Day is going to control, and he might run away with it. He may win by 6.
Jason Day. And if by chance an Aussie doesn't win, who do you think would win the Masters?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know I'm here right in the south, and I know I love America, but Neil Diamond's a big fan of. But I think it could be a European. I think it could be an Englishman. I haven't seen Nick Faldo since Nick Faldo wins, so I'm thinking an Englishman might win. Could be a Lee Westwood or a Poulter. So who knows?
One name.
Okay, we're going to go with
KJ Choi?
KJ Choi. No, he lost a lot of money for me many years ago when he hit in the water on 11. I like Poulter.
Ian Poulter. There you have it.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Nice to see you.
Thanks for being on Andy's Golf and Travel Diary here at the 2014 Masters.
Thanks, mate.